So one of the most challenging things for artists is how to ship paintings after you sell them to somebody far, far away. It causes a lot of stress if you've never done it before or if you don't do it very often. So I thought in this video I would show you how I make my custom boxes for paintings that get shipped all over the world. It's easy, but if you've never seen it before, you may not know where to start. So let's start with the tools that you need. So the most important tool that you need is one of these. This is an X-Acto knife or a box cutter. You need to have nice sharp blades and a plentiful amount of them, because after you make a lot of boxes, you need to clip this off and start a new fresh blade. So this is the most important tool. It is the box cutter. A pencil, a tape measure, super important. Depending on the size of your box, you are going to need a straight edge, a ruler of some kind, and finally you are going to need packing tape to make sure. This is really handy to have a packing tape dispenser. So today's boxing requirement is for this gallery canvas print of Leonardo the Sea Turtle on Black. Now this is a 12-inch by 12-inch gallery canvas print on 1.5-inch stretcher bars, okay? So that's what it is, 12-inch by 12-inch and 1.5 inches thick. So I keep a lot of cardboard in stock because I ship an awful lot. Some cardboard is recycled from the packaging that the prints arrive in. Others I buy in sheets from a local supplier. And this is actually a brand new sheet. And what I'm going to do, reminding you that we have our print, which is 12 by 12, and it's 1.5-inch stretcher bar. So I know I'm going to have sides for the box that are 2 inches. Generally speaking, if it's a single print, whether it's a gallery style or a standard style, I'm going to use a 2-inch border. Does that make sense? Okay? 2-inch all the way around. And you'll see how this comes together. Now, when you're building boxes, the math of it all, it will take some getting used to. But after many different boxes, thousands over the years, it just becomes easier. So it's 12 by 12. I'm going to add an additional inch all the way around so that this dimension is not 12 inches, it's 13 inches. That extra inch will allow room for packing material. In the case of a gallery canvas print, I'm going to use the wrapping that came with the print. If this was an original work, I would use bubble wrap. But today, we are just going to use the original packing material. Now this is the inside of the box, where the print is going to sit in. I've marked it out in pencil, and then I'm going to use my X-Acto blade, and I'm going to trim all of it. This needs some getting used to, because just getting the feel of the blade takes some time. I'm going to trim off the corners like this. As I mentioned, these blades do get dull after a while. This one's starting to get dull. It's almost at the time when I need to put a brand new blade on there, but I'm gonna make this work for this video. So again, this is the inside of the box. After you've done the trimming, that's what it's gonna look like. Now, here's the tricky part. I used to use a different tool, a scoring tool for this part, but now I just use my blade, and I'm going to press halfway through the cardboard and score it. This works particularly well with a sharp blade. This blade, because it's getting dull, it needs a special touch. So I've gone halfway through the cardboard because I don't want to go all the way through, otherwise I have to be doing a lot of taping. So now I've scored it and I'm going to do this. So now you have the shape of the box. What I'm going to do is take my packing tape now and connect the sides. Like that. Not terribly fancy. It'll just do the trick. So when I'm done, I'm going to put the canvas in the inside box. I won't wrap it because I'm just doing this for demonstration, but it sits in there. Once it's wrapped, it fits perfectly. So now we want to create the box that will go over top of this and protect it, because you're going to be carrying the weight on the edges, not on the canvas itself. So I'm going to go back to my cardboard. Now the sides are going to still be 2 inches, like this. But I'm going to want to make the dimension of this part of the box slightly bigger than the one that's on the inside. Now I'm going to add 3/8 of an inch. Sorry for being complicated. I used to do 1/2 inch. It was just a little bit too much. So now I do 3/8. So instead of doing 13 inches, remember that the canvas print was 12 inches. I've added an inch, which is 13. I'm now going to add 3/8 of an inch, which is 13 3/8. Just slightly bigger. I've tried this very many different ways, and this additional 3/8 seems to be the sweet spot for doing this. So again, you have 12 inches, you add the inch, which is 13, that was the inside cover. We're adding an extra 3/8 of an inch and marking it out. I have sent literally thousands of packages using this method of building a box, and I only had one that got damaged because the top of the box got punctured. And I made one slight change after that, particularly when I'm sending original work. I'm a little bit more careful and add one extra layer of protection, which I'm going to show you how I do for this gallery canvas print as well, so you can see it. So again, I'm using my blade, cut the corners out. You can tell how it would be very important to have a good working surface for this. I also have a cutting board underneath so that I don't have to worry about cutting into a table. So I have my shape for the top of the box. I'm now going to score it just like I did the other one. This is the quickest way to do this. You can buy a scoring tool if you like. I certainly used one for the first number of years. Again, I'm going to tape the edges of the box. Just like that. Now we look This fits on snugly, and all the weight is being carried at the corners away from the gallery. The last thing that I do is I put some tape on the edges. Aesthetically, it's better. From a safety perspective, if anybody handles the box, you don't want them getting a paper cut. So this is just, it makes it look a little cleaner. Now the last thing I do before sealing the box is I have a couple of extra things that help with communicating with the postage people or the courier people. I put my return stamp there, and then I bought these little fragile stickers, and I put them on to tell them that there's something important inside, and remarkably they handle things much more carefully when you do this. So this is what a packing box looks like. Safe to go anywhere in the world. The extra piece of protection that I do is I'm going to create one extra piece that sits on top of the canvas print just in case it ever got punctured. This is an extra layer of protection. I'm going to make this piece of cardboard slightly less than the inside dimension. So if it's 13 inches inside, I'm making this 12 3/4. Yeah. So this just offers one extra layer of protection should something sharp go through the top of the box. Again, it rarely happens, but it has happened once. Because it happened once, I take this extra step, and I typically am able to use just spare pieces of cardboard that are lying around. And I just do this. So now there's extra protection. Top goes on, and we are done. My name is Russell Thomas. I'm a full-time working artist in Okotoks, Alberta, Canada, working out of Birdsong Studios. If this has been useful to you, make sure to click the subscribe button for more.